another funny thing about this is most of these Schengen countries, right, their people actually speak good English. Majority of them speak good English, but then they are more confident in their language, right? Just like some of us, if you tell us to speak English, that's why I'm speaking it. Every man than English. But let me speak Yoruba. Yeah, it's normal. All of us too, we are more convenient speaking our native language compared to English. And that's why when somebody make mistake in English, oh, Yoruba, only like that. So it's like that too in other countries. So the fact that they don't speak English at first glance does not mean that they don't know how to speak English. They are just comfortable in their language. If you go to Lagos, everybody's almost majority of many people are speaking Yoruba. In fact, some talks that I got to know, like they are Igbos, but the way they speak Yoruba, and that's because they lived most of their life in Lagos. And so they be. So you just find yourself speaking what you're most comfortable on. So is there enough reason to rule out a country just because of the language barrier? There are other things and other prospects that you can actually even look out for. If you're talking about, oh, you want English countries, there are some English countries that I can mention for you that they don't have anything to offer. There are a whole lot of them like that. Even when I'm making my research and I see some YouTubers make posts about so country is recruiting for a job with visa sponsorship in a particular country. Once I see it, I know say one day more and it's not possible. So it's easier for me to believe a package of UK care job or Canada care job compared to Germany care job, nah, or Luxembourg care job, nah. You understand the differences or what I'm trying to say? So this is me telling you that these professions, they are not viable outside Schengen at all. And this brings me to the explanation I was giving earlier, that Canada, UK, Australia, USA, right, they've made that easy pathway. That's where we have most immigrants, and that's why you can come out on the street and ask an average Nigeria, do you have somebody in Canada? They will say yes, but the person is my distance or far cousin or this thing compared to. So that means that this Canada, USA, and this thing, they had more immigrant workforce that has actually filled that space, that profession. They filled it. Just like the example I gave that last year, Canada removed business and transport from their list, right? They will have other countries. Australia, they're always reviewing professions, removing it. That's because many people are moving towards there. But then why is it differentiate in Schengen areas? Because people are not looking at Schengen. People don't want to go to Schengen area because of the language barrier. Because they feel like, oh, I want to go to an English-speaking country. Do you guys get the context now? But then one out of these courses is viable in a country like Canada, in a country like Australia, and then USA. One of the courses is viable there. There are even four. There are actually four. Yeah, I'm just counting. There are actually four. So the first one is, and if you don't have it before, there is a way out. If you have it before, there's also a way out. Hey guys, welcome back again to permission to maintain some freshness. Thank you very much. Welcome back again to another video that you guys should be expecting or thinking about. Yeah, so in today's video is going to be different as usual. So guys, in as much as you guys know that with the way Canada is breaking our hearts, most of these countries, some of us have decided that, some of you, let me say some of you, don't let me say us, because today I can be in one country, before you need again, you need to migrate. Me, I am a freelancer, so I just say some of you. Yeah, still some of us, none. Okay, some of us, some of you. Why are we now fighting on who is that you or us? Okay, some of you. Yeah. Permits me to maintain some freshness. Thank you very much. So, because Canada have been breaking our hearts on a steady, and then other countries, so some of you have actually decided that, oh yeah, now if Canada break my heart, look, towards Schengen. And same way we be say the papa of Canada no send you, now same way we be say the papa of Schengen towards he no send you. Do you understand? In fact, I even feel like Canada somehow is even more flexible, like it's easier to integrate than Schengen. So nothing say because say you feel like say, oh, mama of Canada no send you, say this thing, oh yeah now, more boss. As they think say you want boss, you guys gallant, you guys guide, you understand? Now it's I tell you say my point for this video. So I thought the matter say you guys guide, you guys gallant before you enter Schengen country. May not be like say person, country, papa and mama just they send you comot like that. So in the view of that, if you don't say the target Schengen countries, you know what it be Schengen, right? Currently as I'm making this video, be like I said them be 26 or be 27. But I try to say many, there are some wey be say they don't submit the application, wey be say they don't approve. Bulgaria recently joined. Then there are some wey be say they stay submit the application. So depending on the time wey be say you dey watch this video, so anytime when you dey watch this video, shall check. You start waiting be Schengen. Wait, baby, know waiting be Schengen. So waiting me they tell you be say if you know waiting be Schengen, if you go online, go say list of Schengen countries. I don't do the video before. Check my playlist. You go see Schengen as a playlist. You go see the video, right? But you don't have to update it because some people they just get some new members. So look at the list of Schengen countries. If you feel like, oh, this country, I don't mind going there. This is what I see myself going, and this thing. Let me try to tell you the only thing that you need. Like I said, according to my experience and expertise in this business, to me, somehow I feel like it's easier to like integrate somehow in Canada, right? And all these countries than Schengen. Schengen has like I don't want to say maybe it's a complex system. They have one. Canada is like west of Nigeria. Canada is giving Ibadan vibe. Schengen is giving like be southern, northern Nigeria. Can they come? You understand? It's not as if they are chasing you away, but it feels like life is different with them. Like, you understand? I want to talk, and I feel like that one is only to the fact that we have more familiar immigrants that has moved to Canada. For example, if you're just walking on the road, you see an average Nigerian, just ask, do you have anybody in Canada, whether distance, whether close, somebody you shall have somebody, whether I know somebody, you shall know somebody in Canada, you shall know somebody in US, you shall know somebody. But you can stop on every Nigerian and be like, oh, do you know somebody in Luxembourg? Some people have never heard of Luxembourg before. You can ask someone, do you have somebody in Germany? They say, Germany. Say, no, I don't have. So it's easier for people to have close or distant relative or family member or friends in places like Canada and this thing. So somehow it makes integration like easier, right? Because like their common pathway, their common way is known, is on the internet, something like that, you understand? Compared to the Schengen. So now that people are moving to Schengen is because of how them Canada and this thing is doing. That's why I'm moving to Schengen. And in my own opinion, in as much as immigration is, should I say, subjective, right? I feel like, to me, nothing is wrong with the Schengen countries. It's just that most people used to feel like because of the language barrier. I mean, I've stayed in a language country. I've stayed in a couple of language countries. And I don't know, like, depending on the type of person that you are. Me, once I don't go out, do what I want to, I come back home. Nothing concern me of waiting, whatever is. And there's a way you translate. I don't know, depending on people's priority. Like when people talk about language barrier, it's not as if when you go out, you go and be share for my gist and I share for my. I don't know. I don't understand. If you're that bold, call any of your friends across the country. I'm just saying that language barrier is not entirely enough reason for you to rule out a country. Yeah, because another funny thing about this is most of these Schengen countries, right? Their people actually speak good English. Majority of them speak good English, but then they are more confident in their language, right? Just like some of us, if you tell us to speak English, that's why I'm speaking it. Every month than English. But when you say let me speak Yoruba, yeah, it's normal. All of us we are more convenient speaking our native language compared to English, and that's why when somebody make mistake in English, oh, Yoruba, only like that. So it's like that too in other countries. So the fact that they don't speak English at first glance does not mean that they don't know how to speak English. They are just comfortable in their language. If you go to Lagos, everybody's almost majority of many people are speaking Yoruba. In fact, some arch-talks that I got to know, like they are Igbos, but the way they speak Yoruba, and that's because they lived most of their life in Lagos. And so they be. So you just find yourself speaking what you're most comfortable on. So it's not enough reason to rule out a country just because of the language barrier. There are other things and other prospects that you can actually even look out for. If you're talking about, oh, you want English countries, there are some English countries that I can mention for you that they don't have anything to offer. There are a whole lot of them like that. Here you will not say because of that, like that. So if you decide to move to Schengen, whether Canada or Australia, whether they show you paper or not, or it's just individual decision, one thing I'll tell you is we are still saying the same thing: expertise. Don't think that you're going to Schengen to go and be doing care job, and that's why I'm saying that. To me, I feel like it's easier to integrate in Canada than UK and all these countries, because you can get all this basic job and you still get a solid visa, right? Like in UK, if you're a carer, you have skilled work visa, sharp. But all these Schengen countries, they prefer a profession that is like kind of skilled and beneficial to them. Those ones, they're very stingy with their papers. One lang umburuku, avibi, their guys, Australia, they are very stingy with their visa. And that's why, even when I'm making my research and I see some YouTubers make posts about so country is recruiting for a job with visa sponsorship in a particular country. Once I see that, I know say one way more and it's not possible, right? Yeah, but then so it's easier for me to believe a package of UK care job or Canada care job compared to Germany care job, or Luxembourg care job, You understand the differences or what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So Schengen countries, they are not countries that you feel like they German. People do German, right? But you can still German in UK and Canada and all these popular pathway destination than in Schengen countries. So you move into Schengen country, you have to know what you're doing. You have to define your purpose. You have to define your occupation. You have to this is what I am doing. Like today, say be a kinship warehouse. Tomorrow you say be a kinship. No, it does not work that way, right? And that's what brought me to this topic, that the three most in demand and high paying job in Schengen. Let me tell you one thing. If you go on Google, if you go online and go and type this same topic, what are the most in-demand job in Schengen? As usual, they'll bring you generic professions. You see so many professions like that. But one thing I used to tell you guys is, I am a realist. So I talk about things that are more realistic. The common example I used to give is UK short stage occupation list. And why I use it is because it's something that all of us can easily relate with. Till now that I'm making this video, if you go on UK shortage occupation list, you will see that doctors are in they are looking for doctors. They need doctors. But in reality, there are a lot of doctors that are past their PLAB 1, PLAB 2, and they are finding it hard to get the job. So where is the shortage? Where exactly is the shortage? So that's what I used to tell you, that it's not everything that you see on Google. Like all these people that used to say, why are you charging for it? The information is on Google. It's not all information that is on Google that is reality. There's something they call reality check. So for me to check Google information and compare it with reality is really a whole lot. Yeah, so I just said let me clarify that. Okay, so as I was saying, and another example I'll give is, now Canada has removed business from PGWP list. It has removed transport. You know that if you still type on Google that what has the most in-demand job in Canada, you still see business related professions, you still see transport. What does that tell you? So it's not everything that you see on Google. You still have to know reality check. Another example again is nurses are needed in the USA. Nurses are needed in the USA. Even at that, you don't see the qualification website and they ask them, right? Gone are those days that once you finish your BSc, right? But now they'll be asking you, have you started your preparation for NCLEX? Do you have at least 2-month experience, at least 3-month experience? Reality check. So you understand what I'm trying to say? So in my own reality check, making my research and all of that, I was able to come about 3 professions that I feel like they are most in demand in the Schengen area. I'm not talking about in demand in Schengen area. Listen to me attentively. Some of you might have had these qualifications before or experience, right? It might be your expertise. If you decide to move to Schengen, listen to me attentively. Remember that this video was specifically made for Schengen areas, Schengen countries. If you decide to move to Schengen, doing any of these courses or having it before, just know that you would be limited to that Schengen area. So today you can decide to work in Luxembourg. Tomorrow you can decide to move to Germany. Next tomorrow you say, oh, now Italy I want. Another distance, but in that Schengen area. So this is me telling you that these professions, they are not viable outside Schengen at all. And this brings me to the explanation I was giving earlier, that Canada, UK, Australia, USA, right? They've made that easy pathway. That's where we have most immigrants. And that's why you can come out on the street and ask an average Nigeria, do you have somebody in Canada? They will say yes, but the person is my distance or far cousin or this thing compared to. So that means that this Canada, USA and this thing, they had more immigrant workforce that has actually filled that space. That profession, they filled it. Just like the example I gave that last year, Canada removed business and transport from their list, right? They will have other countries. Australia, they're always reviewing professions, removing it. That's because many people are moving towards there. But then why is it differentiate in Schengen areas? Because people are not looking at Schengen. People don't want to go to Schengen area because of the language barrier. Because they feel like, oh, I want to go to an English speaking country. Do you guys get the context now? So that's me saying that mentioning these professions, they are only viable in the Schengen region. Even if another country joins Schengen, let's say for example Moldova. For now, Moldova is not part of Schengen. Is it part of Schengen? I think it's not yet, right? I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? Let's say Moldova decide to join. That profession is still valid as long as you share this Schengen. This course, this course is much you want to do. I'm moving to US, I'm moving to UK. No, they have a lot of them. They have this and like that. I hope you understand that, right? But then one out of these courses is viable in a country like Canada, in a country like Australia, and then USA. One of the courses is viable there. But in that instant, if you feel like, oh, let me move to Schengen, maybe some of you have had these experiences before, some of you just want to start, some of you just want to switch, anyone, just make sure that as you are doing it, you maintain the same lane, the same years of experience, the same expert. Not say you go switch from one expertise to the other, you go do banking today, you go jump to this thing like that. No, you have to maintain. So that way, even if you want to migrate to other countries, it will be easy for you. But this is me still saying And I say I don't go lie for you people. Looking at the scale of everything, in as much as these courses are viable in these top countries that I have mentioned, the likelihood is still So this is me. I'm just going to advise that if you see yourself that Schengen is my thing, like somebody like me, somehow I like language countries. I don't know, I just like it. There is somebody like me, it's a course I can do, because I do not see, if it ends with me, like I don't see myself. I just like language countries, sha. I don't know, sha, like that. At least I feel like if people want to do wicked for you, at least I don't know, sha. So this is me saying, if you're going to come for this package, at least to an extent, be sure that you've been in Schengen for a couple of time, a couple of years, right? So the three courses that I feel like they are very in demand and high paying in the Schengen areas are, the first one is I think there are even four. They're actually four. Yeah, I'm just counting. They're actually four. So the first one is, for me to tell you the four courses that are in demand in Schengen, right? According to my reality check, you pay me 500,000 naira to tell you the four. Just 500k. So from the four, you can choose anyone. Like I said, some of you have had this experience before. Some of you have not had this experience before. Some of you might want to study or this and like that. Yeah, right? So to tell you, that's 500k. So depending, if you feel like you don't have this, maybe after telling you, I feel like, oh, I don't have any of these experiences before. If you want to get it to move to Schengen, right? What you do next is you book a consultation with me. That 500k is just to tell you the list of the course. Then you check if you have it or not. If you don't have it, you book a consultation with me. Then I will now advise you on how to go about it. Right? Yeah, the best way, whether you have it before or you don't have it, the best way for you to use to like migrate in, right? And if you don't have it before, there's a way out. If you have it before, there's also a way out. So in that consultation as well, I will discuss about your budget, if you want to go with family, if you don't want to go with family, so that I'll know the best method to actually recommend for you to migrate within these four professions, whether you have it or not. Do you understand that? Yeah. So that brings us to the end of today's video. If you know you're interested, you can send me a mail, you can send me a DM. I cannot wait to have you guys on board. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye for now.